What the fuck did I just get done watching? Hello. What's up, everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka ReviewKingMB, and I just got done watching Jaws the Revenge. Yes, this is the 4th installment in the Jaws franchise, quadrilogy now. It's a part of the 3-movie collection. And this fucking movie, I thought Jaws 3D was bad. I could not believe what they did in this 4th movie. It's directed, produced, and written, whatever the fuck, by Joseph Sargent, who needs to just be thrown out of Hollywood after this atrocious movie. We follow now Ellen Brody, the wife of Martin Brody from the first 2 films, Roy Scheider. Of course, he's not back here. In fact, we find out in this movie that he died of a heart attack in fear of the sharks. Really? Really? Okay, so at the very beginning of this movie, the youngest son, Sean Brody, gets killed. Killed by a shark. Seemingly sought after and targeted by this particular shark. But you think, no, that's preposterous. That's weird. That's out of the ordinary. That's ludicrous. Well, the mother sure believes that. In fact, throughout this whole movie, you actually do see this shark targeting and systematically going after the Brody family, one by one, to get revenge on them. Woohoo! What the fuck? What the fuck? Who wrote this movie? Who is solely responsible for the story? This story is idiotic. The fact that we're basing this sequel off of the idea that this shark is not only in mind and planning its attacks and wanting revenge on, I guess, its sibling shark that died in the other movies or whatever the fuck. But it's following the family because they're living off on the coast or wherever they're living, and then when this happens to the youngest son, well, they then leave and move to another part of the ocean, and the shark follows them there. And a part of the ocean where the water is warm, where there should not be any sharks, the shark somehow knew where they were going and followed them. The more I talk about this out loud, it sounds even dumber than when I was watching it. Holy fuck, let's talk about some of the other actors, because I haven't even gotten to that yet. Lance Guest plays Michael Brody, so no longer Dennis Quaid. No, Lance Guest plays him, and when I first saw Lance Guest, I thought he looked familiar. I couldn't quite make it out, though, so when I looked him up, I realized that he played Jimmy in Halloween 2, the original Halloween 2. We have Mario Van Peebles as this character Jake, who's supposed to have this fake Jamaican accent, or at least it comes off as a fake Jamaican accent because he's constantly going in and out of this accent throughout the whole movie. But not only that, I'm just going to spoil the fuck out of this movie because honestly, it's Jaws 4. Jaws the Revenge! Who gives a fuck about spoilers? At the very end of this movie, him and Michael are trying to do something with the shark, like shock him or something, and Jake is at the end of the boat and he's trying to put something in the shark's mouth, and the shark comes out of the water and eats him. Eats him! I mean, you see him just get almost devoured, and it's like, oh, well, fuck. Well, he died. The one black character in the movie. Of course, he died. And then, after they deal with the shark, he just is in the water, floating, bloodied, and it's like, hey guys, I'm still alive! What? How the fuck did you survive? That would be like if in the original movie Quint just showed up and was like, oh, well, fuck, that was close, with all these punctured wounds and blood spewing out of him. That's pretty much what he did in this movie, Jake. God damn it. Okay, Michael Caine is in this movie. Michael Caine! They somehow kidnapped him, tied him up, and blackmailed him into being in this movie. He has this side plot with Ellen Brody where there's a romance brewing. Honestly, who gives a fuck about that? I'm sorry. You can't shit on Michael Caine, though. He's likable in the film. He is. So there's that. But let me talk about the daughter, Michael's daughter. Thea Brody is played by Judith Barcy. And I'll be honest, at the beginning, I was very annoyed with this little girl. I'm sorry, she had a whiny voice and always complaining and all this stuff, and I was just like, fuck. So I looked up this girl just to see, I don't know, where else she's been in and what. And come to find out, she was brutally murdered by her own father just a year after this movie. Just reading it, I like mind blown, and I felt horrible. And so for the rest of the movie, I was like, you know what? This little girl is not as annoying anymore. That's just so tragic. I don't even know what else to say about it. But let's talk about the shark, because the shark, look, when it's underwater, the mechanical shark looks fine. It does. It looks fine. But when it comes out, and of course, since this shark is out for revenge and seeking the Brody family, it physically jumps out of the water to eat one of them, which is retarded in and of itself. But when you see it out of the water and how rubbery it looks and how cheap it fucking looks, the fact that the budgets of these sequels are so much more than the original, but they look fake as fuck, the shark, ridiculous. And the score is by Michael Small, completely forgettable, just so fucking forgettable. John Williams, if he was dead, would be rolling over in his grave. Hell, Steven Spielberg, I don't know if he saw this particular sequel to Jaws, but he would want to quit directing just because this is in the same franchise as a movie that he directed. Fuck this movie, Jaws the Revenge. I've wasted my time watching it for an hour and a half. It's only an hour and a half long, but it felt like it took forever. It's so dull, it's so boring, and then when stuff does happen, like the shark and kills and stuff, it's so stupid! This whole idea, this whole, like, how is this shark, how does it know this family and where they are? I'm not going to go through it all again. Such a shitty note to end this franchise, this series on, going from such a high to the bottom of the fucking barrel. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments below just how shitty do you think Jaws 4 The Revenge is? Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later.
Please won't you save my desires?